What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Shabazz. Welcome to the channel. So we're in the final stretch of Wano, right? We got Luffy versus Kaido. We got Zoro versus King. We got Sanji versus Queen. Yamato trying to find the bomb. Momonosuke trying to keep Onigashima in the air. Like, you got a lot of stuff going on. You recently had the Toporobo be defeated by the Straw Hat. So a lot of the stuff that's happened in Wano is about to tie down. But now we need to start having some serious conversations with regards to the future of the Straw Hats. More so with regards to their bounties more than anything else. So today we're going to predict the bounties for the Straw Hats after Wano is over. But before we get started, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend. Comment down below your predictions for the Straw Hat bounties after Wano. And without further ado, enjoy the video. Alright, so starting off with Jinbei, the helmsman of the Straw Hats currently has a bounty of 438 million. In Wano, he hasn't really done much of note besides beating Who's Who, which is quite a shame, really, because you know the whole scene with him and Luffy at Whole Cake, where Luffy told him, "Meet me at Wano at any cost." Like, that was not an iconic scene, but definitely one of the better scenes in Whole Cake. And for him to come through abruptly, like he just came through, just said, "Oh yeah, like, hello guys." Like, I feel like his introduction in Wano, it was dope to see. Like, oh snap, Jinbei came through. It's lit. And then in the anime, seeing that anime, I was like, oh, it's lit. Jinbei's a part of the crew now. Like, it's awesome. But I don't know. I just feel like for all that hype for him to join the crew, his only thing as of the latest chapter, he only beat Husu, which granted he wasn't asked to do much more. He wasn't written to do much more. Like, each member of the Toporopo had their own opponent, which okay, like, I get that, it's fine. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like I expected more, but I didn't get more, so it kind of just hurt my feelings a little bit. Not gonna lie. However, although he wasn't utilized a lot in Wano, besides beating Husu, I feel like his importance is gonna be like really noted later in the series, with especially with the final war and that link between him and Fishman Island. Because that's where he's from. He knows about the Mermaid Princess, her being Poseidon. So it doesn't really, like, although we wanted more of him in Wano, we gotta be patient. We all love Jinbei, so it's like we know he's gonna be useful later on. Especially with his experience, because he traveled a lot with Whitebeard. He was aligned with Big Mom for a while, so like that experience with that, I feel like he'll be more utilized in like his knowledge. Less so his fighting, because he's definitely the fourth strongest member of the Straw Hats, so he has the strength, right? But his knowledge of the world and everything else, I feel like that's where he'll be utilized the most. If they succeed, because shout out to Mr. Morg, he believes that they're gonna fail, like the raid is gonna fail entirely. So if that does come to pass, that's unfortunate. But I'm over the positive light, and I think that the raid is gonna be successful. I think Kaido and Big Mom are gonna be taken down. And since Luffy after this will be officially recognized as a Yonko, definitely Jinbei's bounty will definitely increase to around 750, 800 million. Definitely higher, because like he's a part of the crew now, and he beat Husu. And everything I'm gonna say, every bounty prediction I'm gonna say, it could be backed with CP0, because they're observing the whole thing. Well, right now they're chasing Robin, but they're observant of the whole thing, so they can like let people know, like, yo, this is what happened in Wano. Like, Jinbei beat Who's Who. Let's say Sanji beats Queen, Zoro beats King, Luffy beat, like, it won't be fabricated like Big News Morgan's. Like, it won't be fabricated to that degree, but a lot of the things that they see, the government would take note of. I bet. Let's raise these bounties accordingly. So 750, 800 million is right around the range I think Jinbei's bounty is going to go to. All right. So next we got Brook. His current bounty is 83 million. Definitely after this arc, his definitely bounty going to increase, definitely by double at least. So like between 160 and 200, I definitely think is that range. Reason why is because he didn't do anything like by himself. But he did help Robin defeat Black Maria, which is awesome. That whole scene, we'll get to that. Right now, he's helping her escape from CP0 because CP0 is after Robin because she's like the most important piece of the Straw Hats right now. Besides Luffy himself, is definitely Robin. We'll get to more of that later. So he's helping her escape them. He didn't do any other things of note in this arc besides the Black Maria stuff. But definitely the Luffy effect. I guess we'll call it the Luffy effect, where him upgrading to a Yonko status will increase the bounties of everyone else. So unless they do their own feats, but in terms of Brook, he's one of those in the Luffy effect. Like in Whole Cake, he did a lot. He was the MVP of Whole Cake, but in this arc, he kind of was just in there to be there. He definitely, besides helping Robin back Maria, he doesn't really do much. But his bounty's definitely probably gonna double. So I'd say between 166 to 200 million in that range. Just because the Luffy effect. It's just the Luffy effect. But moving on. Next, we got the most underrated Straw Hat, in my opinion. Not the best, just the underrated, Frankie. He currently has a bounty of 94 million. He proved to be a strong combatant, right? He beat Senior Pink in Dressrosa, which was awesome. But in this arc, he beat Sasuke, which was arguably with Usu one of the strongest of the Toporopo. So that him doing that was just like he proved his value. That and him being the shipwright of the crew definitely shows why he's important. He's underrated though because he keeps getting hold with his bounties. Like he didn't even crack 100 million yet. I feel like he definitely deserves at least 100 million. By at this point, he definitely deserved it. But he definitely gonna get his I guess not his best bounty, but a good bounty in this arc. 250, 300 million. He's proven to be one of the best fighters that they have. And also in terms of like the future for him, I definitely believe that he's gonna be like linked to like because the ship itself is built with the same wood as Roger's ship from the Tree of Adam. His link with Tom, and also I think he knows how to build Pluton. He just hasn't built it yet. Cause he definitely burnt the blueprints, which was okay. Like, it was a good moment. Oh my god, he built it. Oh my god, did he man that today? Oh my god. But he's super smart, so I definitely think he remembers the blueprints. But that's just me. But definitely, hopefully this time Oda does not hold my mans because 250, 300, that's cool. Like if Brooke is getting 160 to 200, definitely give my man Frankie that love. Like get him some love. Right? Get him some love. 250, 300 mil. That's calm. Calm enough for my boy Frankie. Alright, so now we got the MVP of the arc. Arguably. Definitely arguably. Chopper. Tony Chopper. He has a bounty of 100, bruh. This man has a bounty of 100, which definitely should be higher. Like, you're talking about Franklin being hold with his bounty, bro. Chopper, he's only viewed as a mascot. But in reality, he's a doctor who literally, he's been an MVP. Like, he found a cure to to Queen's Playgrounds and saved everybody. He helped Zoro recover from his fight with Kaido and Big Mom when he took that big damage. He helped. I'm pretty sure he's gonna help Luffy recover after he's fighting Kaido because he might be near dead after the fact. So he's gonna heal him up. So I'm like, bro, why does my man's not have a bigger bounty than what it is, right? It should be in 100 millions, right? Without Chopper, the raid wouldn't be as successful as it is because without him, they all would have, like, not everybody, they all probably would have died at Clean's Playgrounds. One. Two, Zoro would never recovered and fight King currently. So it's like, it sucks, man. Like, knowing the way that the series is going, they're going to troll and give him a 500 bounty, maybe 1,000. But if we all know in our heart of hearts, it should be 100 million at least, right? Maybe at the end of the series, when let's say Luffy gets infected with the same thing Roger had, and Chopper cures that, and it proves that he could cure anything, his bounty will increase higher. But a kid can dream, right? A kid can dream. But definitely, probably gonna definitely give my man a 500 bounty, maybe 1,000. at the most. Maybe a single million, like 1 million. Like it's just unfortunate because Chopper definitely deserves better. So Usopp is next, right? And he currently has a bounty of 200 million. But in my opinion, definitely doesn't deserve to have a high bounty like that. Because if there's anybody that's debatably the weakest Straw Hat, it's definitely Usopp. But his is more like right place at the right time kind of vibe. And God Usopp, that whole troll. Oh my god, this is so stupid to me. But he didn't do anything. His only thing was he helped Toma. He helped protect her. He helped defeat Ulti, but Nami delivered the final blow. He didn't beat Page One because he got slapped around by Page One. Big Mom beat Page One. So if anything, he'll get credit. I guess he'll get credit for that, knowing how they might spin it around and give Usopp the credit for that. But we all know Big Mom beat Page One. Big Mom beat OT as well, but she survived, and Nami dealt the final blow. Um, he's been underwhelming. Like right now, like you could be a side character, right? You could be like under the radar, but do something, right? Do something. Not run away every single opportunity, right? Frankie beat somebody. He beat Sasuke. Brooke, although he didn't beat anybody 1-on-1, he assisted Robin. So it's just he's just not useless. I'm not gonna say he's useless, but he hasn't had his moment. I'll say that much, right? He's been really underwhelming, and this is the time to get right. This is the time to really put up or shut up, like bro. Like this, you're fighting two Yonkos and one Yonko crew, like Kaido's crew and Big Mom. Like that's what y'all going against, and the fact that you can make all the proclamations that you want, but you haven't done anything. You haven't really done much. But hopefully when he goes to Elbaf, because definitely you can't like Oda doesn't name drop a place without them in the future exploring the place. So hopefully when they go to Elbaf, he has this big moment and becomes that brave warrior of the sea that we all know that he could become. But in terms of his bounty, it's definitely going to increase due to the Luffy effect. As I mentioned earlier, it's the effect that him rising up to the Yonko status would definitely, and by proxy, elevate all of his crew. So by that alone, definitely at least 300 million. That's what I'm looking at. Um, he might do something later in this arc that's just eye opening, eye dropping, and like it just wows everybody and is extremely clutch because he does have those moments. Like he just knows that he had a clutch ass moment. So there's still time for Usopp to actually have that big moment. But for right now, until he has that moment, I definitely believe it's gonna be like 300, maybe 350 for the love, but definitely 300 is what I'm looking at for Usopp. Nami is an odd case, right? Because her current bounty is 66, right? And at the end of Wano, I definitely believe her bounty is gonna reach probably like 120 to like 150 in that range. So at least double. But that's not her role. Like she's not a combatant. We know this. She's a part of the weakling trio of her, Usopp, and Chopper. Like we know this, right? But she's a glass cannon. Like her and Zeus, she's smart as hell. She's arguably the smartest Straw Hat. So we know this. Like we know that she definitely like has the attack power. Just her defense is low. She has no like strength like that. So like she's very crafty. But she beat Ulti. She definitely beat Ulti. Like at the end of the day, like it doesn't matter if Big Mom dealt majority of the damage. All that matters is who got the final hit. Nami got the final hit. So between that and the Luffy effect, him being a Yonko now after the war is over, her bounty is gonna just naturally increase. By how much? Like I said, I think it's gonna be at least doubled. So between 120 and 150 in that range. Nothing too crazy because again, she's not that strong. Probably at the end of the series, it will rise to maybe 500 mil because she'll be a part of the Pirate King's crew. But in terms of after Wano, strictly after Wano, her bounty is gonna be probably like 120, 150. Due to the Luffy effect, but we already know that that's not her role. Her role is a navigator. Like she needs to get there from point A to point B. Her moment would definitely be when they're on the road to the last island, which is Labtel, and the sea is treacherous as fuck, and she unlocks her observation hockey, and like being able to finesse them, getting to Labtel and finding the One Piece. That's where her big moment will come. But for right now, she doesn't need to be strong because that's not what we know her as. We know she's not the strongest, but and she doesn't act like she is. Like she knows she's weak. So she fulfills her role perfectly. So between 120 to 150, nothing more than that. If it does end up being more than that, that's a reach. That's a reach. But that's definitely where I see Nami being after Wano. So next we got Sanji, right? His current bounty is 330 million, and to be honest, it should be much higher. It's just the fact that he hasn't had a lot of like time to show off because it's not his story, it's Luffy's story. So Luffy has gotten all the fights and gotten all like the bounty raises and stuff like that. Sanji, not so much. Zoro either. So right now, Sanji's currently fighting Queen. And if we assume that Sanji's gonna beat Queen, that's a great look for his bounty. And as well as his character, because right now, currently, he's kind of having some like identity crisis because he just unlocked his German powers, his latent powers, and he might have links to the Lunarians like King does. So there's a lot of speculation going on with Sanji. But in terms of his bounty, if Queen's bounty is 1.32 billion and Sanji beats him by that alone, his bounty should be like 1.4 to 1.6 billion. Will Oda write it like that? Maybe, hopefully. But here's I predict that to be the case because if you I be let's say I be somebody with a strong bounty, I'm stronger than that person. So therefore I should have a higher bounty than that person. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Especially if you're a part of the monster trio with Sanji, Zoro, Luffy, and Luffy's about to get a crazy bounty increase, and Zoro's about to get a crazy bounty increase. Sanji should follow suit, right? So definitely between 1.4, 1.6 billion is where I see Sanji going. Speaking of monster trio, Zoro's next, right? The vice captain of the crew has a 320 million berry bounty, which, son, at this point, it definitely should be a billion. We just know. Uh, he's been the man. He's been the man this arc. Like when people say this has been Zoro's arc, this has definitely been Zoro's arc because he got a great sword. He put a scar on Kaido. He got the respect of Kaido. Like, yo, hey, you got it. If Big Mom didn't tell him to dodge, Kaido's head would be over, right? Um, he deflected an attack from both the Yonko. So like Zoro has really been consistently showing his strength. So right now Zoro's fighting King, right? If we assume that King loses to Zoro, King has a bounty of 1.39 billion versus where Queen has 1.32. So I believe Zoro's stronger than Sanji. So regardless of the German exoskeleton, the Lunarian powers, I don't care. Zoro is the second strongest on the crew. So in that respect, 1.6 to 2 bill is definitely realistic for Zoro. Part of it is biased because I love Zoro, my favorite character in the show, but definitely believe that he can have a high enough bounty. They're going to keep the Zoro Sanji bounty close. I definitely know that much. Only to reinforce the rivalry. So if let's say Sanji's is 1.5, then Zoro's will probably end up being 1.6. Just so in this round, Zoro can have a higher bounty than Sanji because they go back and forth and teeter and totter. So that's probably where the vibes are gonna likely end up. But what I would like to see is definitely 2 billion on Zoro's name. But yeah, it definitely in this case has to be higher than Sanji. Definitely. So next we got the man, the myth, the legend, Monkey D. Luffy. And so the captain of the Straw Hats, he has a bounty of 1.5 billion berries. He's done a lot in this arc. I'm not trying to minimize his role in the arc. He's done a lot of like small skirmishes and stuff like that that didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. The most important thing he's done in this arc, assuming that the raid is successful, was beat Kaido. So that trumps anything. Anything else, like Kaido's defeat was priority number one. Well, opening Wano was priority number one. But in order to do that, you needed to defeat Kaido. So Kaido's defeat was, we don't know how he does it. He might unlock a new form. He might just use his skills and beat him. He might awaken his devil fruit. We don't know. Oda can spin it in so many ways on how Kaido's defeated, but after this fight, he's gonna be recognized as a Yonko of the Sea. And I'm not saying 4 billion. I'm definitely not saying that much because that is way too high. That's definitely later in the series. But for right now, definitely in a realm of 2.5, 3 bill. That's definitely a realm of possibility. Like a billion is a lot. A billion is a lot, and I know for Zoro I went from 320 to potentially 2 billion, but I don't know. I feel like with Luffy, bro, like he already has 1.5 billion, right? And since CP0 is there to confirm all the stuff that's happening in the raid, bro, they like, yo, Luffy beat Kaido. Government gonna be like, oh word, that's crazy, and then boom, like that's just, they might bless him with a 4 bill, but realistically, I definitely see it being 2.5 to 3 bill, only because he, not that he didn't earn it, because your bounty is a reflection of how much of a threat the government sees you as, right? So after this, he'll have another rope poneglyph on top of the two he already has, and so it's 3 in total. And then it's just, I just feel like they're kind of rushing him too fast, and definitely 2.5 to 3 bill is definitely perfect for Luffy. Is definitely perfect. Definitely later in the end of the series, he'll have the highest bounty ever, which would be amazing. I can't wait to see it. So I know I said that, oh, if I beat somebody, I must be stronger than them. So I must have a higher bounty than them. But there are exceptions to every rule. Luffy, damn sure, is not stronger than Kaido. Kaido has gotten a lot of damage between the scabbards, between Zoro, between Yamato. Like, it was a lot of work to put in for Kaido's defeat. Let's say he is defeated. And Luffy has the final damage. That's amazing. That's great. But we all know that Luffy's not stronger than Kaido. Like I said, with Nami, she's not stronger than Oti. Although she did the final blow to Oti, she's not stronger than her. Oti would slap her 10 out of 10 times any day. And that's where she is. Like, she's not the strongest. She's not that strong. She dealt the final blow and she was defeated. But we all know that Nami's not stronger than Ulti. So Luffy's not stronger than Kaido, but Luffy would deal the final blow to Kaido, which would definitely boost her up his status. So 2.5, 3 billion is definitely realistic for Monkey D. Luffy. So there's a Straw Hat that I haven't mentioned the entire video, which because I wanted to save it for last, Nico Robin. Reason why I saved her for last is because I feel like after Wano, her role in the series is about to increase dramatically. Because right now her bounty is 130 million, which is okay, which is dope. But she defeated Black Maria with the Devil Floor, which when it's animated, oh, it's about to be fire. Now she's trying to escape from CP0. So let's say the Straw Hats, after opening up Wano and having a big ass banquet, they leave and go back and go continue on their journey to find the last rope poneglyph, which is in Elbaf. That I believe it. The government would be noted because of X Drake, who's in Sword, and because of CP0, because they're the ones trying to catch Nico Robin. So based off that, and Luffy being now a Yonko, and they're getting closer to figure out the One Piece, her bounty is about to hit 1 billion off rip. They about to not play games with her. Like, her bounty's gonna hit 1 billion, and you know how they say dead or alive? Her John's gonna say only dead. Her bounty's gonna say only dead, 1 billion berries. That's it. Because without her, the Straw Hats can't find the One Piece. They can't get to the One Piece without Nami, but they can't find it without Robin. So her bounty is about to increase dramatically. And I'm not gonna say 2 billion, 3 billion. No, call them 1 billion from 130 million to 1 billion, based on the fact that they have three rule poneglyphs. About to be a fourth. That's just crazy. The government is not gonna be playing games after Wano. They're really not. They about to be on the Straw Hats ass every single step of the way, and I'm here for it. But that's all we have for today. I know what you're thinking. There's a couple of last minute questions that you might be thinking. Oh, where? What about Momonosuke? What about Carrot? What about Yamato? Well, Carrot, she traveled with the crew as a stowaway, so she's technically not a part of the crew. Maybe after Wano, she might ask them, Pedro is with me. Can I travel with you guys as a part of the crew? We'll see what happens. Luffy probably wouldn't say no because he fucks with her. So that's one. Yamato, she wasn't a part of the crew. She's fighting alongside the crew, which is awesome. She's held strong. But it might be a Nico Robin situation where, after Alabasta, Nico Robin just came along the crew for me, and Luffy was like, I bet, no problem. That might be the same case with Yamato. Yamato might just come along board the ship, and be like, okay, I join your crew. Luffy back, bet, cool. But with Momonosuke, there's two ways this can go. Because Shinobu turned him into an adult, so he can be a dragon, right? So either the effect wears off, and he reverts back to a child, and he travels with the Straw Hats as a cabin boy. That could work. Trains under Zoro and swordsmanship, be with Nami and Robin and all that other jazz. Or the effect doesn't wear off and he's permanently a child. I'm permanently an adult, I'm sorry. And he becomes the next Shogun of Wano. Just like he was supposed to be. So either way is dope. Either way could work well. Yeah, that's pretty much it though. But that's all we have for today. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend. Comment down below your bounty predictions for the Straw Hats after Wano, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.